Hey guys, welcome to another video on BMW's brilliant M340i Touring. We're down here at TRL Towers, aka BMW Bury in Heathrow, a regular spot for regular viewers. And some of you might remember that I actually had and walked around a beautiful Verde Hermes M340i Touring here at the end of last year. That was an individual colour, and so is this. This is actually Hockenheim silver, which is very familiar to many M2 competition owners, including myself. It's bizarre seeing that colour on a 3 Series Touring, but equally beautiful, if not more so. It's lovely seeing the contrast between the paintwork and the interior. This particular car, obviously because it was spec'd by Tony, it has red and black leather interior, which just works so well with this particular paintwork. We've already talked about the fact that it is an individual colour, but unlike the Verde Hermes colour, which was, let's call it almost a one-off colour, a colour that BMW don't already have in their palettes of colours, so that particular individual colour is £4,500. This individual colour is called a series individual colour, and what that means is BMW basically got this paint already because they spray the M2 competition in it. So therefore, rather than being £4,500, it's actually £2,500. Yes, that's still a fair amount of money to pay for an individual paint, but it just looks so good in the flesh. We're in a bit of diffused light here at the moment, but even in this diffused light, it just looks stunning, and I really hope that the camera's picking it up. And I've said this before, I said it with the Verde Hermes, not many people are going to go individual because, they're not willing to part with extra cash, and I understand that argument, but when you do see one of these up in real life and in the flesh, they just look worth every single penny. And I think if you are buying a special car like the M340i or an M car or something that's already, fairly pricey, then why not go with the individual, because it just adds so much value to the car. It just looks so nice, and as the name suggests, it just means that it's individual. You're not going to drive down the street and see another Hockenheim silver M340i Touring coming the other way. Well, I can't guarantee that, but I'm pretty sure the chance of that happening are very slim. Just to give you a gentle reminder of why I think this particular car is the best package that BMW sells today. As a base M340i Touring, you're looking at just over £50,000 on the road. What does that include? Well, the brilliant BMW 3 Series, which we all love. The interior is amazing. I think they look fantastic. It hasn't got the big nostril nose. Okay, the grills aren't the smallest, but it hasn't got that new 4 Series grille on it. It's got loads and loads of standard equipment inside. Get things like leather as standard. You get the M differential at the rear as standard. This is obviously X-Drive, and most importantly, with this particular model, we get the B58 under the bonnet. Except in the M340i, it actually puts out just over 360 brake horsepower, which is a higher rating than, say, in the M140i or the M240i's. Gives it a claim 0 to 62 figure of about 4.5 seconds, but I know that it's a good couple of tenths quicker than that in completely stock form. A lot of that is obviously to do with the fact that it has the X-Drive system, which is far more rear bias as well. It feels like a rear wheel driven car when you're in the wet and everything's turned off, but you've also got that added security of the X-Drive system. It just all works so well as a package. This is not going out on the road as it stands. It's actually going to get a lot of stuff done to it, and I'm going to get Tony Lewis to come over here and explain that in a minute. Some of you might be asking, but why? Why would you do stuff to a car that you're already claiming to be one of the best packages on the road? Well, it's kind of good timing because, as many of you know already, BMW have just announced the new G81, I think it's going to be called, M3 Touring. Now, they've announced that, but realistically, we're not going to see it for another 2 years at least, and that is if they agree to send them to the right-hand drive UK market. We don't know if that's guaranteed yet. Got my fingers crossed that it is, but when that does hit the shores, it's going to be 75 grand plus, and it's going to be limited numbers, and it's still, like I said, at least 2 years off. So Tony kind of wanted to bridge the gap because although the M340i is a quick car, he wanted to make it a little bit quicker and a bit more special.
So how did this come about? Well, basically, we've been working with various different people and making our own versions of different models for the last few years. Most of you know us as working with Motec, with our M140 Motec editions and now the M135. And we thought we'd broaden the horizon a little bit. So we started talking to the guys at AC Schnitzer about doing something with the 3 Series. And before we knew it, we were out in Germany, meeting the guys out there, having a look at the factory, and we came back absolutely blown away with the level of technology and also the R&D that they go into to make their stuff work. And of course, one of the things people are always asking us about is warranty. You know, what happens with warranty? So this was the perfect answer. We thought, we'll do an M340. Then we thought to ourselves, let's do an M340 Touring. And then I thought a little bit more about our Verdi Hermes car and how good that was. But we do need to keep the cost down a bit. So we went halfway with the colour, hence the Hockenheim silver. But we did brighten it up a bit with the merino leather, which obviously is a cost option as well. So we got the spec as we wanted it. And then we decided to talk to Schnitzer about the package that we could add to this. So I'm really excited to say this is going to be a full-blown ACS3 edition very soon. And that's what Joe's been talking about. We've got lots of parts in the boot here. Not everything, because obviously it won't all fit, but there's just a few of the pieces that are going on the car in the next few weeks. One of the most expensive bits is this. This is the plug-and-play ECU, and this is great. This is going to give us 420 PS and 600 Newton-meters of torque with a factory-backed warranty. So that's really exciting. Of course, we've also got the ACS springs. We've got damper units coming. We've got the full exhaust system with the four pipes, 2 each side. We've got interior parts to fit here. And of course, we've got a lovely set of wheels, which we wrapped with PS4S tyres. So I'm really excited to see how this ends, and looking forward to getting it on the road, most importantly. Might have to let Joe drive it. You guys decide on that. But yeah, so that's it. That's what we're going to do. This is all going on the car in the next few days. And when it's complete, I'm going to ask Joe to come back down and see what he thinks. And of course, do remember, the M340 has got the best front grills.
Thanks for that, Tony. Make sure you stay tuned to see what this car is going to become. I thought we might as well go through the spec of this particular car because I really like looking at specs on cars, especially when they're quite tasty like this M340i Touring is. So as a base car, it's just over £50,000 on the road here in the UK in touring form. This particular one has the technology pack, and that is £1,900. That includes the head-up display, which I swear by. You can't get it in cars like the M2 competition because it's effectively quite an old sort of chassis, I guess, 2 Series chassis. But when you have used the head-up display, you certainly swear by one. And in my 7 Series, yeah, I don't know what I would do without it. So absolutely love the head-up display. It also comes with the loudspeaker system, which is the Harman Kardon surround sound. It has enhanced Bluetooth with wireless charging, which is always handy. It's so much better the latest generations, the ones that were in the 3 Series, than some of the earlier stuff that you couldn't even fit an original iPhone in some of those charging bays, and now they actually make them big enough, so they're very good. BMW gesture control, which, well, most of you know what I think of the gesture control, if I'm being honest, but it's available. Some people like it, so, and it comes part of that package. Wi-Fi hotspot preparation, so that's all in the technology pack. This particular car did have the Shadowline Plus package, but Tony took the 19-inch black wheels off it and gave them to one of his customers. So it actually has the M340i standard wheels on it, if you like, but it does still have things like the black mirror caps and the black grills around the front. It also has BMW individual high gloss Shadowline with extended contents. Premium Plus package it has, which again is another package that I would personally go for because the most important option on this car, as far as I'm concerned, is the panoramic sunroof. It's just such a must-have option, especially in the touring, because it just opens the car up. And if you're using one of these as your family car, it just makes the rear bit of the cabin so much nicer. The light, it just makes it feel better. If you've got kids, they're going to be happy. If there's a giant child like me in the car, I'm going to be happy. And that also includes electric front seats, and the driver's seat has memories. As individual options, we've got steering wheel heating, which at the moment seems ridiculous because we're having this mini heat wave, but in about 3 weeks' time when it's -7 here in the UK, it's a very handy and nice option to have. An excessive option, but when you've tried it, a bit like the head-up display, once you've tried a heated steering wheel in the middle of winter, it's a very naughty little option that you do sort of get very used to and spoilt by. So that's only 170 quid. So when you split that into monthly payments, it's probably next to nothing. Adaptive M Sport suspension, that is 0 in here because in fact that's actually another standard fit option on the M340i's, which is just brilliant. There's so much standard equipment on these cars. You really don't need to go for all of these, but obviously they're very tempting, a lot of them. And then we've got the extended storage package for 150 quid. And yeah, that brings this car on the road cost to about £57,000, just under, I believe. I think that's about it, guys. We're kind of running out of natural light and I'm running out of energy. So I think before I disappear, we should just start it up so you can hear it, because it does make a good sound considering it's cluttered up with OPF stuff and numerous filters that regulations mean we have to have. And then the next time you see this car will be when it is fully pimped up. Can I say that? Pimped up? I guess I can. It will be fully pimped up. It'll be the real deal. And I really do look forward to driving that. So hopefully Tony will allow me to take it out for a bit of a drive and do a proper video on it. But yeah, for now, let's have a listen. And thanks for watching as always, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure you do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content like this. Massive thanks to Berry BMW for having us down here, and obviously Tony Lewis for helping me with the camera work and inviting me down to have a look at this car. So make sure you give him a follow on Instagram, be down in the description. And also, if you want a quote for your new BMW, I'll put his email address down there, and I'll put Bimmer Deals down there as well for quotes on your Minis. That is it, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. It is already warm because we were moving it around earlier on, so you're not going to get the cold start, but it should sound good. Very familiar B58 burble. Sounds really good. We'll just let it tick over for a second. In here, it's all digital cockpit, so I can see all of the operating system 7. It's just lovely in here. I think the 3 Series cabin, I've said it before, is the best cabin on sale today, and that includes pretty much anything else that's in the BMW lineup as well. It's yeah, something like a 5 or a 7. I wouldn't say is any better. It's more luxurious, and you see where the money's going. But I think value for money, the 3 Series, the attention to detail compared to some of its rivals is just next level. The way the speaker flows into the door, everything about it, it really does feel special in here. They might be common cars that you do see out there, lots of 3 Series, but when you're in one, they do feel very special. Right, I think it's ticked over for long enough now. So, so this is in comfort. Something else that's really good with BMWs, and Matt Watson goes on about it all the time, is the fact that it doesn't have a soft limiter. I don't know how long that's going to last, because surely it's a regulation that's finally going to hit BMW, but it hasn't yet. Right, let's put it straight into Sport Plus. So here we go. Much deeper. Yeah, really, really nice. Cool, so that is just stock M340i Touring. I look forward to showing you the special version coming very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Oh, I love these cars. Absolutely love them. I really wonder what this is actually going to sound like once it's got the ACS exhaust on it though. Whoa. 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 The other package it's got is the Shadowline Plus pack. Now, for that, you get the 19-inch
I stole them off the car for a customer.
Oh, okay. Shit, how am I going to explain this then?